ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः।
Dear friends, welcome back to the study of the Bhagavad Gita, and we are revising the 4th chapter. And we have covered 18 verses of the first section of the 4th chapter. Now we are in a very, I would say, tricky position. What is that tricky position? We have always explained to you, and I will not stop repeating, because this is the basic fundamental concept on which our spiritual life is to be built up. And my intention is to highlight that idea over and over and over again, so that we get acquainted with that idea and it becomes easily assimilable, easily absorbed, which transforms our personality, and qualitatively we continue to improve our character and personality based on spiritual wisdom. Now, in the 4th chapter, just to give the bird's eye view quickly, so that this very difficult shloka becomes understandable, firstly, by robust common sense. Don't let that go. Everything is based on robust common sense. Otherwise, you'll be miracle mongering and you'll become superstitious, far away from the realities of life. Therefore, don't let go your robust common sense. Sri Krishna started this chapter by saying to Arjuna that, look, I have enunciated all this wisdom of karma yoga as I mentioned to you in the 3rd chapter. It is I who have introduced these ideas in humans. Arjuna, being a matter-of-fact person like you and me, he says, I am told these ideas are eternal. They are from immemorial times, the Vedas and etc., thousands of years away. And you happen to be my cousin brother. How can you, with what temerity and cheek, say that you are the founder, the propounder of these ideas? But he has a deep, abiding respect for his cousin brother. He was absolutely nonplussed that how can my cousin brother arrogate to himself all this wisdom which he says he has imparted to Manu, he has imparted to Vivaswan, Surya, and etc. That is how it started. Sri Krishna was prepared to explain to Arjuna the concept of reincarnation of the divine, avatara bhada, in our Sanskrit language. It's a concept. What is that concept? That God, when He thinks it is proper, when He sees His children are going wayward, when He sees the children are playing with this world, forgetting Him, the purpose of they being born a human, when my children forgets all that, it is my duty that I am born over and over and over again to show them the way back to me. Come back to me who are heavily laden. I will give you eternal peace. The method of going back to my Maker in heaven so that I can enjoy eternal peace with my Maker in heaven. That's what the Christian sciences say. The Vedanta says, somehow or other, you have forgotten your true original nature. You are the divine, you are the Nirguna, Nirakara, Nirvikalpa Brahma. Somehow or other, in the domain of Maya, under the influence of my Maya, you have forgotten yourself. So, I have to be born over again to re-establish, to rehabilitate the lost values of religion and spirituality and conduct myself in such a manner that I set an example for you to find your way back to your true original nature. All that has been discussed in great detail. Now the procedure is Sri Krishna, having asserted that he is the incarnation of the divine of that time society, having asserted that, it is his bounden duty to explain to his children how they can go back to him. That is, how they can identify themselves not with what they are identified today, which is based on ignorance, misunderstanding, misconception, how they could rid of it and go back and identify themselves with their true original nature. It is God's responsibility to teach us. You just can't say, I am God incarnate, I am born amongst the humans to help the righteous and to destroy the wicked and all that paraphernalia. I would like to know, how does your being born, God incarnate in a human being, how I can profit myself from this happening? So, this question coming up in my mind gives God the sense that He must precisely teach us how do we go back to our Maker, or how do we manifest our divinity which is already within us. Do it by karma, do it by jnana, do it by bhakti, do it by Raja Yoga. Swamiji says, for heaven's sake, do it and be free. That is the end all and be all of religion and religious studies. That's what Swamiji says. Here now, Sri Krishna says, look, I have created this world. After creating it, I saturated this whole universe by my own being. And I am trying to help you to find out your true original identity. So, the lesson is that God is trying to help us, holding us by our hand from the level of awareness that you and me and all of us belong. Slowly and slowly, He takes us from this level of awareness to the ultimate level of awareness, oneness with the divine. This is the whole procedure. This is the game plan. So he now starts. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phales priya iti jo abhijanati karmabhir nasa badhyate. He has said that before. I am not involved. I don't get mixed up in this movement of the world, though I have created it, but I have created it in such a manner, and I run the show in such a manner that I don't get messed up by identifying myself with what I am not. He who analyzes it, understands it, practices it in his own life, such a person is free from bondage of this world. This is the essential teaching in one of the previous slokas of this chapter. Then he says, look, janma karma chame divyam ya evam beti tattatah tvakta deham punarajanma naeti mameti sa Arjuna. Hey Arjuna, know for certain mama janma, mama karma divyam. My being born, my being living in this life, and my departure from this life, everything is illuminative, everything is full of effulgence. Try to understand that luminosity, try to realize what is that effulgence. Yaha he who evam beti, he who knows it as it is, not with spices and salts that we try to understand things with our little intellect. He says, he who understands it in its integrity, in itself, when he dies, he doesn't come back again. He dies and he comes and merges with me. These are the incentives. I am tired of this unending farce, this world. It does not please me anymore. That is what Swami Vivekananda said in one of his masterful poems. I am tired of this unending farce. This dream does please no more. This ever running, never reaching, nor even a distant glimpse of shore. This is what the world is. He who has understood thoroughly well in itself that my birth as a human, my life lived as a human, and my departure from this world as a human all this has a special meaning for you. Try to understand that meaning. Absolutely bathe yourself with effulgence and luminosity of knowing it in itself. If you can do so, when this body falls off, you don't come back again. You go and merge with me. All these statements of assurance has come from God. Now he says, we humans, when we live in this world, whatever we may be, there is no human under the sun calling himself a human being, the most evolved of all biological creatures under the sun. That human being has a sense of duty. There's not a single human who does not have a sense of duty. And he acts, he performs, he activates himself by that sense of duty. This is my duty. I must do it. So, this sense of duty he uses by the word karma. Kim karma, kim akarma iti, kavayo api atra mohita. This is what we have studied before. As I told you, a quick bird's eye view. What is duty? What is not my duty? To discriminate between the two, sometimes in this world becomes absolutely confusing. And Kavaya, the mature people who are far-sighted, who knows everything about the world, they are also sometimes confused to say, this is your duty, this is not your duty. As I give an example, and it's very clear, I was born to my parents. I was brought up by great affectionate care and the whole world of love on me. They spent their lifeblood on me. And at the age of 21, not even 22, it dawned on to me I should be a Swami. Whereas I am a dutiful, responsive son to my parents. What is my immediate duty? To be professionally excellent, to establish myself and be so professionally and financially solid that I can help my old parents when they are old. That is my paramount duty. All of a sudden, my sense of duty takes a somersault and I say, no, I should dedicate my life for my ideal. Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna, the Holy Mother, I must dedicate it my life. My parents mean nothing to me. Am I not in a crossroad? What is my duty? What is not my duty? This is an example. Each one of us, we in our flow of life, I do not know how many times we feel confused what I should do, what I should not do. Sri Krishna comes down to that level of ours and says, Kim karma, what is my duty? Kim akarma, what is my not duty? What is not my duty? Kavaya api atra, in this situation. Atra means in this situation. Kavaya is plural of kavi, not a poet. Kavi here means Krantadarshi. That means a man of deep foresight, maturity, stability of understanding. Such people are mohita, confused. Tatte karma prabhakshami jat gyatva ashubhat mokshase. Now I am taken on to myself, Arjuna. I will explain to you and through you to the whole human society. What is karma? What is akarma? What is to be done? What is not to be done? So that you are saved from this ashubha karma gati, that which binds you down to this world in the domain of Maya. I will teach you. You live in the domain of Maya. You perform the duties of your life in the domain of Maya, but you are not enmeshed. You are not trapped in a cage. You work out your destiny to be free. Jat mokshase ashubhat. Knowing this trick of the trade, you will be able to release yourself from this bondage. He has enunciated Karma Yoga totally in 3rd chapter. That is, the concept of work has to be converted into a concept of worship. What is the difference? Work is activity. I am, as of now, physically active, emotionally active, rationally active, egoistically active. I am involved in these 4 different concepts: physical activity, emotional activity, rational activity, egoistic activity. And I am active, I am working. What is worship? There you are physically involved, you are told rationally. The pictures symbolizes the absolute. Picture of an incarnation of the divine who symbolizes right from the state of Maya, Adhina, under the thumb of Maya, to Maya Atita. This is a symbol. I am involved. That is why I have come here. I bow down. I try to pray and emotionally interact with him. Oh dear Lord, please help me. I know you are the Lord God of the universe. I am physically involved. I am emotionally involved. I am rationally involved. I am egoistically involved. All 4 are highest common factor in work and worship. What is the 5th dimension? The 5th dimension is awareness of presence of God. I am aware God resides here. But God says, I created this world, tat srishtva tadeva anupravishat. I created this universe and I permeated it, I saturated it with my whole being. There's not a speck of space, not a dot of time where God is not. We can find the presence of God within these four walls. That is my misunderstanding. The whole cosmos is God's house. So, why don't I convert my life from the concept of being active? I am working. Why don't I work perfectly, thoroughly, correctly, excellently, and I offer my work to God? I am converting the concept of work into worship. The third chapter has explained it. Now the fourth chapter is creating a rock-solid, crystal clear, rational foundation. That is the way to sure success, to bhakti and to mukti. This is the purpose. Why? Because, this is the purpose. Why? Because while living in this world, our rational conviction, because we are impatient, we need a quick return, our conviction becomes shaky. As soon your conviction is shaken, your process of spiritual disciplining yourself is also shaken. Therefore, fourth chapter has been nomenclatured as Jnana Yoga. That please now understand once for all, with a rock-solid, crystal clear, intellectual conviction, this is the way. As Christ says, I am the way, I am the goal. This Karma Yoga is one of the broad avenues, and this will lead you to your goal. Therefore, you must know thoroughly well what is karma and how that karma, through the concept of karma yoga, converts itself into upasana. Work becomes worship. So Sri Krishna says here, I will teach you what is karma, duty, what is akarma, not your duty, and how by performing it correctly, you will get rid of this bondage and you will be one with me. All this is a preparation for the most difficult sloka of this chapter. And fortunately or unfortunately, today we have to start that sloka. Sloka number 19. Sri Krishna says, Karmani akarma ya pashet. Divide the sloka of 2 lines into 4 different equal parts. First half of the first line, second half of the first line, first half of the second line, second half of the second line. Karmani akarma ya pashet. A. What does it mean? This involvement, I am doing. There is an error of judgment which has got hold of you in such a manner. You say, Swami, God is talking in riddles. I don't understand what he is saying. How can I see inactivity when I am active. And Sri Krishna says, he who sees inactivity in action and who sees activity in inaction, akarmani ja karma pashet. Karmani ja akarma pashet and akarmani ja karma pashet. He who has developed this spiritual insight, sa buddhiman manusheshu, he is the most intelligent, mature person amongst humans. The whole human race, quadrillion in number, such a man who has understood to understand this karma is akarma for me, and this akarma is karma for me. And he is the brightest of the whole humans. Sa manusheshu buddhiman. Amongst the whole human race, he has the sharpest intellect and he has seen through the game. And therefore, he has achieved the purpose of being active. Yukta Krishna Karma Krishna. He is now Yukta, Yoga Yukta, and his life is full of karma, but he is not involved. Dears, when you look at it, when you listen to it, try to understand the language grammatically. It is a big riddle for you. What madness is Krishna talking about? To see in action. What is all this about? Is there any way of understanding it from the level of awareness where we belong to? From our standard of understanding, is there any way of understanding this akarma and karma, karma and akarma? Is there any way? Let us see. Let us stop here. Let us not philosophize. Let us stop here. Let us not philosophize. Let us take help of our robust common sense, A. B. Our intellect and our capacity to analyze and understand a situation. Let me repeat again. Let us stop here, use our robust common sense, and use our sharp rationality to understand what is this speaking in riddle is all about. To see inaction in action and to see action in inaction. So let us stop here. Let us come down to our level of understanding. I always try to make myself an example so that it is clearly understood. Now, what I am doing, I am aware I am doing something. What is that something? I am studying the Gita. I have identified myself with this physical activity or this physio-psychical activity. Body and mind and intellect all rolled up into one. I am trying to explain the secrets and mysteries of this sloka. I am active. Now analyze. I am. This I am is an entity which is there. I am sleeping. I am walking. I am talking. I am eating. I am preaching. I am doing this. I am doing that. I am doing that. An incessant, unstoppable flow of I am identifying myself with a series of activities. I am. That is a starting point. And immediately I start identifying myself. I am. I am talking, I am speaking, I am trying to explain. I am doing this, doing this, doing this, doing this. So, I am, that is an experience of mine which does not need anybody's help. I am, I exist, I am. But I am identified with this body-mind complex. And when you ask me who you are, Swami, all I do is throw my passport at you. That is what I am. My place of birth, my date of birth, my parentage, and so on and so forth. And if I am an adult, mature, I throw at you my biodata or curricular vitae. This is what I have achieved. I have. I am and I have achieved. I am identifying myself with a series of activities which takes place through my body-mind complex. I am thinking, I am feeling, I am physically working. I am. I am active. I have understood it. Yes, I am constantly active. That is why it is said life and activity is synonymous. When there is no activity, the doctors test your activity of your brain, activity of your heart, activity of your lung, and when they say there is no activity, you are pronounced clinically dead. Activity and life are inseparables. So as long as I live, I am active. Now, I am tired. I excuse myself from my friends and I say, I'm tired. I'll do nothing. I will just sit and I do nothing. Now see, what do I say? I do nothing. You are doing something which you call as nothing. So, when I am lazying myself out, I say I am doing nothing. But what is the usage? I am doing something known as nothing. And I say I am doing nothing. But I cannot be without doing anything. Because life and activity are synonymous. This is how we analyze ourselves. Now, two of my known people, close acquaintances, started discussing something, and it becomes heated discussion, and there is a fraying temper, and almost on the verge of having fisticuffs. It has come to such a pass. You are not involved. You are looking at horror. Oh dear me, what are the two educated, intelligent people are up to? Just because their opinions differ, they have come to exchanging blows. You are not involved. You are only seeing. I am not involved, but I am doing something. What is that? I am seeing but not involved. Is it clearly understood? In this world of ours, there are occasions when I am seeing something, but at the same time, I am not involved. In English language, we say, I am a witness. I am not involved. Shakshi Swarupata, Drashta Swarupata. That is the first stage. Then you go a stage forward. And in the Gita you will find there is a statement, Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattavit. A person who has known I am told to be Nitya, Suddha, Buddha, Mukta, Swabhavavan, Atma, Satchit Ananda Swarup. I am that. I have been told 1,000,000 times, heard it 1,000,000 times, but I have never cultivated that attitude. Never cultivated. Now, for the sake of God, for sake of yourself, let us pay a little attention. I am here. My eyes are open. My mind is a communicating link. I see you. And then I say, I am seeing. But I am seeing because of my eyes. If I am blind, I don't see. So, without blinding yourself from seeing, through a disciplined life, you are taught to disassociate yourself with this involvement of activity that takes place in this body-mind complex. I'll repeat again. It's getting a bit subtle, and I'll repeat so that it goes straight into your brains, to your heart. I am told by the scriptures, by the spiritual leaders, by your guru, that there is a time-tested methodology which you can, if you will to, practice in your life. and then you say, I am not involved, not even in my bodily activity. I am aware that the world is moving according to Mayadhisha's will, the ruler of Maya, the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer of the world. And I am uninvolved. All that knowledge is acquired is in this body-mind complex. I do not exist. I am Nitya, eternal, Shuddha, without any attachment, without making up my life messy. I am no more messed up. Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, I am aware, I am Buddha, Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, ever free, Swabhavavan, Atma. That is what I am. When it comes to that stage, if by your own efforts, guidance of your Guru, and ultimately the compassionate blessings of your Ishta, if you achieve that place, then you would say, yes, I am in the midst of activity, but I am what I am, the eternal witness, the observer, Shakshi Swarupata, Drashta Swarupata, because I am Nirlipta Atma. Lepana means to get messy and involved. I am uninvolved, the soul. Karmani akarma ja pashi. This is what happens. That as in this worldly life, you say, let them do whatever they are doing, I am not involved. But with my capacity of understanding, I know what is happening, but I am not involved. Similarly, the whole activity of the body, you detach yourself in such a manner that you live in it, but you are not involved with it. And Sri Ramakrishna used to say, example of a swan lives in water, but the water does not have the capacity to wet a feather. A fish lives in algae, but the fish is not touched by the algae. It comes out of it, goes in, but no algae can spoil it. That is what is known as Paramahamsa Avastha. Akarmani akarmaja pashet. That is, in this whole activity, you develop the capacity to establishing your awareness on your amness only. I am. Sa sambedya chaitanya, self-evident awareness. I am. And as soon as I identify myself, I am Sridharananda, this is the age of the body, this is this, this is this, this is this, and a whole stream of attachment follows. But you can develop that capacity not to get involved, not to get attached. Sa manusheshu buddhiman. He is the cleverest. Sa chaturi chaturi. You call yourself clever. Your cleverness will be measured to the extent you have identified yourself with your true original nature. So, dears me, my dears, this shloka has a tremendous amount of philosophical impact as far as Vedanta philosophy is concerned. He is mentioning 4 stages, and I've told it many a times. Let me repeat and close it. Maya is that force known as cosmic energy which is in the divine, Parama Ishvara, Maya Adhisha, ruler of Maya. It is at his behest Maya functions. We are Maya Adhina, under the thumb of Maya, subjugated by Maya. He is Maya Adhisha. He is the ruler of Maya. And at the same time, he is in his absolute state, Maya Atita. Maya cannot reach him. He is absolute, immutable. That is our true original nature. That is what I am is. By mistake, because of the influence of Maya, I have identified myself with what I am not. This is what is being said. So we have introduced the shloka today. We'll carry it on again during our next session. Thank you, my dear friends. May God bless us all. Bye.
Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.